Hey guys, welcome back to the Prem and Proper YouTube channel. In this video, I am going to share with you possibly the best fried rice recipe ever. So a few years ago, I went to Barcelona, Spain, and had the best fried rice I have ever had. And I'm not even exaggerating. So this restaurant was like a fast food joint in the middle of the city, close to the market area in Barcelona. And I was just looking for amazing fried rice, amazing like Chinese food. And I searched on Google and this place came up. So I walked to this place. And basically, how it works is it's a really, really tiny restaurant. And they have all the items in different bowls and you pick. So you pick your rice, you pick the sauces that you want, you pick the meats, which are already cooked, and then they mix it up right in front of you and make it based on the sauces that you pick. These are authentic Asian sauces that are used for fried rice. And so I picked, a couple of things based on my knowledge on how good fried rice is made. And it included a secret ingredient that I later on found in an Asian mart that I'm going to share with you all. So let's get into the ingredients. Here are my veggies. I've shredded my carrots. Here are my spring onions. I use about 1.5 large white onion. Here are my sweet bell peppers. I'm using 2 of them. Here is my salt. I'm also using some sesame oil. You need this. This is another secret ingredient. Some soy sauce and some oyster sauce. Oyster sauce is another key ingredient that you need for your fried rice. If you have never used oyster sauce in your fried rice, you have been doing it wrong all this while. So you need oyster sauce. You need to buy a bottle of oyster sauce and keep it in your pantry. Here are some spices that I am introducing and using for my fried rice today. So these are from a spice business called Masanka Spice. It's actually owned by somebody that I know personally, and she recently started the spice company. And she has different spices, but what I got were the fried rice seasoning, the fried chicken seasoning, and also their seafood seasoning. So I'm going to be using these seasoning in my fried rice and to season my meat today. So now let's get into the main secret ingredient of my fried rice recipe, and this is a coconut curry paste. This is the secret ingredient that was in the fried rice in Barcelona that I had that was so good. And so we're going to have some of this in our fried rice today. I'll talk about it a little bit more later. So for my meat, I'm using chicken. This is chicken breast that I have diced up. So the size of my chicken is a little bit bigger than you would normally find in fried rice, but I wanted to have chunky chicken in my fried rice. So this is how I cut my chicken. You can cut it however you want it. To season my chicken, I use some of Masanka's chicken seasoning, a little bit of salt, a little bit of powdered red pepper, and I also use some onga chicken seasoning. I added about a tablespoon of the sesame oil and just rubbed it all over and set it aside while I was prepping for my fried rice. Another key ingredient that will make your fried rice really tasty is ginger. You need some ginger in your fried rice to take it to the next level. Some people grate it, others blend it, but what I did was I chopped up, this is about 3 thumbs of ginger. I just chopped them up into very tiny pieces. I'm also using some fresh garlic, which I have minced. Over here is my shrimp, and I'll show you how I season that as well. I will also be using some eggs, And a key tip about making fried rice is that it's important that you have all your items cut up and ready to go before you get started, because once you get started, things are going to move very quickly. The steps are going to move very quickly. So you want to be ready. Here is my rice, which I have already cooked, and I'm laying out on a tray to allow it to both cool down and harden up a little bit for my fried rice. To season my shrimp, I used one shrimp onga. If you don't have shrimp onga and you have another type of shrimp seasoning, go ahead and use that. I also used some of the masanka seafood seasoning for my shrimp. And how cute is this little wooden spoon that the masanka spices comes with? It is so cute. So it's this tiny wooden spoon that you can scoop up your seasoning with. I love their packaging and I just love how their stuff comes. I also used a pinch of salt on my shrimp, and I added some of the sesame oil to rub everything together. In terms of how many eggs you should use, for 4 cups of rice, you need about 3 to 5 eggs for the fried rice, and I'm using 5. So instead of using all 5 whole eggs, I'm using 3 whole eggs, and then for my last 2, I'm not going to include my yolk. I just don't want that much yolk, cholesterol, whatever. You can use all of it if you want. So I'm seasoning my eggs with a pinch of salt and a little bit of black pepper. Beat it all up, and I'm going to scramble it for my fried rice. To scramble my eggs, I mixed up some cooking oil with about a teaspoon of the sesame oil and used that to make my scrambled eggs, just like you would make any scrambled eggs. You put your eggs in the pan and then scramble it. So I actually started making my scrambled eggs in this really big pan. I don't know why I did that, but I realized that that was not gonna work out. So after I made the scrambled eggs and took it out, I just switched into a frying pan to make my meats, and then I made my fried rice in a different pan altogether. Cook my shrimp, I only use just a teeny bit of the sesame oil in my pan before I put my shrimp in there. And you really don't want to overcook your shrimp, because once you're done cooking it here, it's also going to go into the fried rice and it will cook a little bit more in there. So you don't want to overcook your shrimp. In total, you only want to cook your shrimp for about 6 minutes. So about 3 minutes on each side. And I almost forgot that I wanted to add some ginger and garlic to my shrimp while I'm steaming it. So I cooked it for maybe about 5 minutes before I realized that. And then I just went ahead and added a little bit of my chopped up garlic and ginger onto my shrimp. Next, we're going to fry our chicken, and to do that, I'm mixing up some regular cooking oil with my sesame oil. So this is roughly about 5 tablespoons of regular cooking oil and 2 tablespoons of the sesame oil. So I mixed it all together, and this is how much oil that I needed to fry about 2 pounds of chicken. And to do this, you don't want to pour your chicken from whatever bowl that you seasoned it in into the oil, because there's most likely a little bit of water or fluid around it still, and you don't want to just pour this water or fluid into your oil. So here's another tip for your fried rice. I'm going to use the same oil that I used to fry my chicken to make my fried rice. So just imagine the deliciousness from my chicken and my seasoning in my oil, and that's the same oil that I'm going to use for my fried rice. So if it sounds like I'm using too much oil, it's really not. It was perfect for the 4 cups of rice that I use for my fried rice. So after about 10 minutes, my chicken is done and ready to come out. Because I cut my chicken into a little bit of chunky pieces, I just wanted to make sure that they're nicely cooked before I take them out. So if you're cutting your chicken into smaller pieces, you might not need to fry it as long as I did. So now to the main part of the show. As I said, I'm using the same oil that I use to fry my chicken to make my fried rice. So I'm going to go ahead and put in all my vegetables in here except the spring onions. I will put that in at the very end. So I'm putting my veggies in here and I'm just going to let it fry only for a little less than 5 minutes. About 3 to 4 minutes should be fine. You don't want to overcook your vegetables. Next, I'm going to add the rest of my minced garlic as well as my chopped up ginger that I made earlier to let it stir fry with my veggies. Next, I'm going to add a tablespoon of the masanka spice fried rice seasoning into my stir fry. And let me tell you that once I opened up this spice container, I could just tell the goodness that has been incorporated into the spice mix. It smells amazing, and I know that this is going to give my fried rice the kick that it needs. It's the bomb, guys. This spice mix, you can tell that a lot of thought has been put into it. You can tell that it's tried and true. And I'm so glad I purchased it. So I hope you guys will try it too. Next up is my coconut curry paste. I used about 3 tablespoons of that in my fried rice. So you probably need between 3 to 4 tablespoons. If you're not using the masanka spice, definitely use about 4 tablespoons of the curry paste. I noticed that a lot of the ingredients in the curry paste is also in the masanka spice seasoning. And so, 3 to 4 should be just perfect. Next, I'm going to add 3 tablespoons of the oyster sauce into my fried rice. Let that cook for about 2 to 3 minutes so that all the sauces get infused into your stir fry, and then go ahead and add in your rice. So you've probably noticed that I haven't added any salt yet, and that's because I'm going to add my soy sauce later. Some soy sauces are very salty, and so I like to put that in first, and then if I need salt, I will add that later. So put your rice in, make sure you soften up or loosen up some of the clumps that may be in your rice. Next, I'm going to put in my chicken, my shrimp, and my scrambled eggs and mix everything nicely together. And then I'm going to put some soy sauce. So soy sauce, I think it's optional for this recipe. If you're not somebody who likes soy sauce because of its sodium content, then you can absolutely skip that. So after I put in my soy sauce, I tasted my fried rice to see if I needed any salt, and then I added a pinch of salt just to bring the flavor out a little more. So at the end, the only thing I need to add is my spring onions, which is the very final thing that I'm putting in my fried rice. And we are all done. Thank you so much for watching this video. I really appreciate you all watching my videos continuously. If this is your first time on our channel, welcome. I hope you will subscribe. But like any content creation, like any art, it's always helpful to get feedback. So guys, when you do try this recipe, if you love it, if it comes out great, don't be shy. Don't hesitate to leave us comments. Don't hesitate to give us a thumbs up. We would also really appreciate it if you would share this video with a friend or someone who you think would also really like this amazing recipe. We really appreciate you all, and we can't wait to share more recipes with you all, more fun family activities, and lots of travel vlogs. So bye guys, and we hope to see you back on our channel soon. We love you. Bye.